All right, gang, welcome to the channel. So I think last August I posted a video informing all of you folks that I was going to kind of go on a little health fitness journey, and I was going to give you a 6-month update. Well, it's been almost 13 months now, so I apologize for obviously not hitting that mark, but to be honest, I didn't really want to make this video. I've been putting it off. I'm just not overly comfortable sharing this, but I've had a lot of questions, a lot of great comments, and some really funny comments as well that I'm going to address in this video. So this is completely unscripted. I was out here getting my bikes ready for next week, tuning them up, oiling them up, cleaning them. So I just figured, what the heck, let's go ahead and get this video done. So back in August of 2023, I set a goal for myself to ride, I think it was like 10 miles a day, something very easy to get started. So let me backpedal a little bit. The main goal, my wife and I started this little challenge to ourselves, obviously to lose weight, to get healthier, get more energy. And she's a runner. I hate running, so I started biking or cycling. And I went through 3 or 4 different bikes. And the good thing about your local bike shops is they typically have a 30-day return policy. And I will say, guys, it is, if you've never ridden a road bike like this, they're very uncomfortable the first time, the first month, first almost 2 months that you get on them. So you just stick with it if you're gonna do it, because they are not comfortable. It's using muscles from your body that you are not used to using. You might not be as limber as you think you are before you start doing this. So if you're gonna start, just one piece of advice that I'm gonna give you is just keep up. You have to really tinker with the settings on this bike. You know, 1/4 of an inch makes all the difference in the world on your seat post height, your reach on your handlebars, your pedals. There's so many different tweaks that you can make. And the more you ride, the more you can feel what you need to adjust. And originally that got me really flustered and I wanted to give up because I just could not get comfortable. My arms would get numb, my knees would hurt, but you just keep tweaking and tinkering with the settings on your bike, and eventually you find that sweet spot. So don't give up is my first piece of advice to you. This was not scripted, so I might be all over the map, but I started in August. I think I weighed around 240 pounds, and I'll try to put the video that I made this announcement somewhere up here. But anyway, around 240 pounds, I think around a 38 or 39 waist. Well, now I am at 182 and a 33-inch waist. So you can do the math. That's quite a bit that I've dropped. And to be honest, I lost most of that in the first 6 months. So by December of 2023, that weight was pretty much gone. I've just been kind of keeping that up since then. So I dropped a lot really quick, which I've had a lot of comments. I've deleted them because they're just kind of trashy comments. But the only one that I remember is the guy told me that he unsubscribed from my channel because he didn't want him and his family watching a meth head. So he thought that I was on meth. Lost all the weight, and he didn't want to watch any more of my videos because he assumed I was on drugs. Well, obviously I'm not on drugs, guys. I just changed my lifestyle, started exercising more and eating better, and that's how it happened. So I wish I would have saved that comment because it was quite funny. But I do get a lot of comments asking how I do it, and here's how I lost the weight, guys. And I don't want to say it's simple. It takes a lot of determination to do it. But I started waking up at 4 a.m. every morning, mainly because I started this in the summer and it was too hot to ride during the day when it's 100 degrees. So I'm more accustomed now to riding in the dark. I prefer to ride in the dark than I do daytime. I think I can see better. I think other people can see me better with all the lights. So I prefer to get up at around 4:30 in the morning. And my goal is 20 miles at least 5 times a week. So to date, I have ridden in a little over 13 months, 3,240 miles. I don't even know, you can do the division and figure out what that is weekly, but I try to get between 60 to 100 miles every week if I can. The first 2 or 3 months, it was extremely difficult to get that. Now it's just kind of a normal thing, and if I don't do it, I feel worse. I can tell my body's a little groggy if I don't get out there and ride. When you get into cycling, and this is just my opinion only, guys, but a lot of these guys that get into these road bikes, it's all about how light you can make your bike and all the, buying carbon wheels that are just as much as the bike, a carbon fiber, everything. I went the exact opposite route because I didn't buy these bikes to do a 100-mile ride every morning. I bought these bikes to get in better shape. So I didn't care about how light my bike was. In fact, I wouldn't mind if they were a little bit heavier because that's just going to push me harder. So the only thing that I changed on both of these bikes is the pedals. I got the Speed Play clipless pedals. That's just because of what I've been used to. That's what I used 20 years ago, and they still make them. I think they're actually sold by Wahoo now. Different brand. I guess they bought the company out. I don't know, but that's pretty much the only addition that I've done to either one of these bikes. I didn't get the carbon wheels. I didn't go tubeless because I actually wanted a heavier bike because I wanted to do this more for fitness, not for running an endurance race. So don't get caught up in the whole, I think they call them weight weenies. Don't get caught up in thinking that you have to go spend all this money to make your bike lighter, depending on what you want to do, depending on what your overall outcome is. The other thing that when I'm out riding, I try to get in one gear lower than what's comfortable. Meaning, if I'm going down a straightaway, there's enough gears on these bikes to where you can get a pretty comfortable cadence. I always clock it down one gear so it's pushing me harder every time I ride. To me, that just helps the overall fitness, gets me to burn a few more calories, gets my heart rate up a little bit more. So that's kind of my methodology when I go out and ride, is always push yourself, always, don't put it in the easiest gear, because I'm not out there to get fresh air. I'm out there to actually work out and get my heart rate up. So I'm always clocking it down at least one gear lower than what's comfortable for me. Of course, until, the very end. Then I'm tired, my legs hurt. I'll put it back in the regular gears, right until I get home. So I've been doing that since August. And honestly, guys, the weight just kind of started coming off. Now, with this, you also have to change your actual lifestyle. So I have not had actual fast food since last August. I take that back. We will eat Subway. So I've eaten Subway, but I haven't had McDonald's, Burger King, you name it, literally since last August. I cut out as much sodium as I could. I stopped drinking beer. I'll have wine and vodka and things like that on the weekends or at a party or whatever. I didn't completely quit drinking, but all the beer that I was drinking, completely cut that out. And it honestly just started kind of coming off really, really fast. So I think you have to change your lifestyle. I can tell you I stopped snoring. My wife doesn't complain about my snoring anymore. I don't have that real foggy, just tiredness. I'm tired. Not saying I'm not tired, but it's a different tired, where again, I don't have that just kind of foggy brain tiredness. I'm just physically tired every night, but it helps you sleep better too. So between the biking, kind of changing up how I was eating, getting to bed earlier, drinking more water, cutting out fast food, trying to eat more chicken, vegetables, all that kind of boring stuff is what we've done over the past year. And honestly now, I don't want to go back. Fast food just doesn't sound good to me. And I don't have heartburn anymore. I was taking antacid pills 3 or 4 times a week because all the greasy food I was eating, and I haven't had to take heartburn medicine in probably 8-9 months. So once I got it in my mind that I wanted to go on this little journey, everything, you go out and you ride 20 miles, you don't want to come back home and go eat a Big Mac, because in your mind that just negated those 20 miles that you just rode. So for me, I would go out and I would ride, then the rest of the day it would be in my mind to eat healthy, to get out and walk a little bit more, because I didn't want to make that ride that I woke up at 4 a.m. for not worth it. So again, for about a year now, that's kind of been how I've been living. And I'll tell you, gang, that I really haven't ever felt quite this good, and I'm still on a little bit more of a journey. I've got a few more milestones that I want to hit, and we're gonna get there. It's just, once you get to a certain plateau, you kind of get stuck there. So I'm trying to cross that last hurdle to get to exactly where I want to get. And then I'm going to start throwing in some actual weight training. But my main goal was to get back to a healthy level. And then I'm going to start doing the weight training and more calisthenics and body weight training and things like that. But I think I'm at the point now where I just have one more hurdle to get over, and then I'm going to start that aspect of it. But I don't know where this video is. I don't know if it really helped anyone. The 2 bikes that I'm not a Trek fanboy, but I'll tell you, I ended up going through every single bike that you could think of. And all my local bike shops around here have a 30-day return policy, so where you take it home, you ride it. If you don't like it, you take it back, of course, if it's not damaged. But I went through Specialized, Cannondale, Canyon, and I think I had a Felt bike as well. And of course, these 2 Treks. And for me personally, these Treks were the most comfortable out of any of those bikes, which is why I have two Treks here. This is not, obviously, I gotta say it, it's not sponsored by Trek. I bought both of these bikes, but these were the two that were most comfortable. This one is the Trek Domani. It's an aluminum bike. This is the Trek Imondo, which is a little bit more aggressive position than this one. This is carbon fiber. And if you're wondering, yes, you can absolutely tell the difference between a carbon fiber bike and an aluminum bike. Of course, the carbon fiber is much lighter, it's much stiffer, so when you really crank on the pedals, it doesn't twist as much as an aluminum bike. And then going down some of these city streets, these are way more forgiving. They're not quite, the vibration's not quite as bad as on the aluminum bike. But this is kind of my everyday bike. I don't mind getting it wet, running through puddles. This is more my, my Saturday morning bike when I do kind of ride in the daylight, just because this is a much nicer bike and I don't want to I want to keep it looking good as long as I can. So I only ride this once or twice a month, but this is kind of my main bike. And it's not their top of the line bike whatsoever. But it kind of it feels kind of like an old baseball glove now. It's just comfortable to ride. I probably put around 2,700 miles on this. The rest of the miles are over here on this Trek. But for me personally, the Treks fit the best. They were the most comfortable, and I tried them all. So talking bike brands is like comparing Coke to Dr. Pepper to people. So there's going to be arguments on what's best. For me, the Treks ended up being the best for me. Again, haven't done much to the bikes, kind of kept them stock, and you just got to keep at it. At least I got to keep at it. I'm not here to give anyone advice on how to change your life. I'm definitely not the person for that. I'm just telling you folks how I've done it over the past year and the results. And I'm not on drugs. I'm fine, I'm healthy, I don't have any sickness, but it's just a change in lifestyle for me that I've done over the last year along with my wife. And I'll tell you folks, I'm glad I did it. It's probably been one of the better decisions I've made, just the overall health, how I feel every day. So I'm definitely gonna keep it up. And I've got, again, a few more hurdles that I wanna hit. And then I think we'll be good to go. But anyway, gang, I don't know. I just told you folks I would make a 6-month update. I didn't do that. This is my 13th month update, I guess. So if you have any questions about anything, just shoot me a comment, let me know. I'll get back to you. But overall, guys, all the comments have been great. You have been asking questions how I've been doing this, and I really haven't spoken a whole lot about it until now. So hopefully, guys, you know now that I am healthy, I'm not sick, and this is kind of my new lifestyle now. So, and that's why maybe most of the dinners that you see me cook on my camping videos have kind of changed. I don't cook chicken with 5 pounds of cheese and ranch dressing and burgers with bacon, and I kind of stopped eating that way. Cooking has probably gotten a little more boring for my camping episodes, but that's why the cooking aspect has kind of changed on my camping episodes. But anyway, gang, I'm gonna quit rambling. Again, this was not scripted. I don't know if that answered anybody's questions, but I felt like I at least owed it to y'all to give you an update, even though it's 7 months later than anticipated. So anyway, gang, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for following along. We just hit 50,000 subscribers. So again, thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. It's been a pretty fun journey. So gang, we will see you soon. Take care.